Looks like you're ready. Oh, go live. Okay, I got a problem. I got a problem. So I'll give you a rundown of what's coming up because we were gonna. This is my Sonobus audio. I got a funny feeling I've got a little problem with the radio. To be honest, I can't. If I unhit mute here, look, you can see this, can't you? There's the mute button here. This thing. You see that when I talk, the radio's transmitting, but I can't hear anything. And it's not even showing up anywhere. It's like the radio is on mute. Do you know what I mean? But it's not on mute. So I've tried all sorts. So I don't know. I'll go in tomorrow and have a look at it. But so unfortunately, we haven't got a live stream. Damn! I was going to annoy the hell out of Stuart. He's on 7133, or he was anyway. So in the meantime, let's get rid of that. That's my remote desktop. And we'll play it something else instead. Okay. I'll show you what's coming up because it's quite good. I think I can do that. Oh, there we go. So this is my YouTube. I've just finished. Oh, yes, you can. How to live stream your hand radio experience. YouTube. Because a lot of people ask me about that. So I thought I would do it. It's only 11 minutes long. I mean, it's not the ultimate guide, but there's a few good tips. I've never had Sonobus fail on me before. It's something to do with the radio, or it might be the headset thing. Oh, let's ignore that. Fix it in the morning. Right. That was released tonight using the moon as radio flag. So that's quite an interesting. Play the drums instead, says Andy. That was quite good. So the one thing I'm doing is I've got a 17 element toner, Tonna. It's old, good 15 years. He's 7135 is Paul. Okay. Sorry, is Stu. And what I know, I did some modelling, and if you sit a big Yagi at 45 degrees, you only need a regular rotator. You don't need an elevation rotator for Moonbounce, because with the ground gain, you end up with about a 75-degree spread between about 10 degrees off the horizon, about 80, and a good gain pattern as well, all the way up for the moon, to the moon. Obviously, if it's right overhead, you wouldn't be. But I mean, there are trackers, aren't they? Moon trackers. So you go, it's at 45 degrees, whatever. Trouble is, I've only got a 100-watt radio. And to do decent moon bounce, you need, you know. Yeah, oh, John can hear Stu. I do need 500 watts, you know, for reliability. Of course, the other thing is we're 70 meters away from where this is going to be. And Mike did drop me off some LDF 450. I've got 100 meters of that. I need a little working party one Sunday. I'll need John's permission to dig a little trench and get the 450 in. You know what I mean? I'm not going to put it through the pipe that we've got down the farm because it's too much of a curve. LDF 450 is, you know, steel bars. Need a moon repeater, says N. Andrews. Anyway, so that was good. Then we've got isotropic antennas and stuff. So this is. I wanted to make a video because a few people have said, what's this -5 dBi? It really confuses me. You know, when I'm quoting a number, -5, it sounds horrible. What is it? So it ended up being a discussion about the difference between isotropic radio and a dipole. Okay, so that's quite a good video. Oh, I thought it was good anyway. Isotropic antennas. That's from about Sunday. I'll release about one a day on here. Then we've got the fast method of tuning any antenna. This is a Mark II of the SWR calculator, which I'll briefly show you now. But I'm not going to, right? So there we are. And Then another really good video, and this took a bit of the real difference between FM, AM, and SSB. So I had to kind of look it up really. So FM actually modulates the frequency, FM, and AM modulates the amplitude. And he wanted to know why it squealed, and when he's listening to it, but on SSB it doesn't. So I kind of looked into that so I could make a reasonable bash at it. So that's coming up. That'll be next week now sometime. Then the last video we've got, stop. If you could tilt the ground. This is really fascinating, actually. If you could tilt the... By the way, we were going to go on 40 meters, but I've got an audio issue. I don't know what's going on. Probably something really simple and under pressure. I just can't do it. Sorry about that. If you could tilt the ground under your... Now, if you happen to have a slope. My example was at 15 degrees. I was actually thinking about it, quite a steep slope. But if you did have a 15-degree slope, right, and you mounted a vertical directly on it with the 15 degrees, and you then measured 5 degrees off the horizon, bear in mind, all tilted now, 6 to 7 dB extra gain. So if you've got a choice of where you put an antenna, there's a big long slope for a couple of miles here. And that's Europe. You're in the US, for instance. Put it there. A vertical there will outperform a lot of stuff. So that's what's coming up. What's Project X? I can't tell you what Project X is, I'm afraid. It may have... Oh, there's Eric, K3ELG. Project X may have got more legs in it. I'm talking to various people. I've got consultants on the case, NDAs flying around. There's a little jiggery-pokery bit that we're stuck on at the moment. All right? It's something to do that you will be interested in. So Django was in the background. Shall we get Django? We can do. If you've just joined us, by the way, we were going to do 40 years, and I've got an audio problem. I can hear him now. Right, mate. No, the people want to see you. See me. Sit. There we are. Can you see him? Just about. All right, you can go back to sleep now. Off you go. Off you go. You've done your thing. Mike has just joined us. Mike, I was going to be live on 40 meters and give it a real hammering. Unfortunately, I've got an audio issue that I can transmit. I can't receive. It'd be all right if we were a broadcaster, but we're not. Be handy to receive people as well. Yeah, so there's Django. Wait, with a J or a DJ? Absolutely right. Andy wants to know if we could do a hex beam. I've looked at that as well. A lot of people have done hex beams very well. If I did a hex beam, I've spoken to Mike about this. If we did a hex beam, it would have to be blooming hurricane proof, It would have to be extra special, Kevlar wire. Because all the cheap stuff's been done to death. I don't really want cheap. I know that 10% of the population has got money to buy good. So I really, I'll go after the 10% brigade. Broadcasting. I tell you what we have got coming in though. G0FVT says, putting our entire garden on hydraulic jacks seems like a good idea, but we have a pond. The challenge is use hack green. Yeah, I don't want that 2 or 3 seconds delay. God, that really is remote, isn't it? What we've got coming. So we've got 30. I've called it a DX510. I challenged a manufacturer I'm quite close with. Can't tell you much more about them other than the fact that I wanted like a Diamond Phi X510. It's the 3 5/8s, 2 5 5/8, 6 5/8 on 75 5 5/8, I think. But it's 3 5/8 on. I challenged him, and he sent me 3, completely free. I mean, it took months, you know, because we were back and forward with the design and everything. A couple of niggles I had with them. Mike tested one. He's a chat here. Mike tested one with me. In fact, I gave him one to carve up, you know, with his Stanley knife or whatever. But it's a special. It's a lot more money because it's specially woven fabric, fiberglass, not just sort of a straight weave thing. Anyway, I wanted that, and I wanted a minimum of 400 watts E down solid forever, right? I just thought, let's have a really, really high performance 3 5/8 for 2 meters. Anyway, long story short, we've got 30 of them turning up. It's sort of it's a production order, but it's only 30. I mean, they really want 100. And I just don't know how they're going to sell. They're going to be twice the price of a diamond because of the construction method and the way it fits together, which you'll be amazed at. It just works, Stu. Brilliant. Bloody hard to cut up too, says Mike. So that'll be fun. And then I said to them, so there's 30 on a boat right now, but there's 3 fiberglass, again, super strong, hurricane proof, 5/8 DX calendars, 3 prototypes for 12, 11, and 10 meter band. So we'll put that on top of the generator, test it out with a couple of thousand watts, make sure it holds, basically. So that should be quite good fun. So it's, I suppose it's like a Gain Master. A 5/8. There we are, 5/8 with a really nice, efficient matching system, because I'm really bloody fussy. Duncan says he gets 15 dB again by the sea. Well, Duncan, now you get about 9 or 10 apparently. But then with your shitty antenna, you lose the same. Now, Duncan isn't a moderator. So we better make a standard moderator. MM5 AJN. Sure, you're supposed to be a moderator, aren't you, Duncan? It's the right Duncan I've got, isn't it? I haven't made the wrong Duncan. You better look him up here, look. MM5 AJN. Give him a spanner, said John. Oh, yes, it is him. Duncan, I've made him. I'm a moderator on his channel. So we're going to go live on 40 meters tonight and really give it a bloody hammering, but just joined us. Unfortunately, we can't do that because we had an audio problem. I can transmit, but I can't receive. Now, Mike says the connectors are something special, and they really are. You have to see it to believe it. With a Diamond X510, you have to thread these sort of brass rods in and then connect them up. This thing, you literally just screw them together. And fantastic. Promoted, says. So North Welshman. Wow, sorry, with a name like that, I'm not even reading a comment. No, I'll read. Hey, Cal, I want to thank you, buddy. Thanks for the videos you've produced. You've helped me create 4 antennas. I don't even have a call sign yet. He's picking up an FTDX10 next week. Well, don't bother. Mike's got one for sale. What else? Duncan says he's got 340 pieces of seawater. Quite amazing. I just want to make sure I'm still roughly in focus. Oh, that's probably better like that. Everybody's saying hello to everybody. Let's just see what else we've got. So I had a word with the landlord. It was a rate review. We've been here 3 years and put your rate up by, like, well, far too much. And I said, look, I tell you what, I offered him, I did a counter offer and said, but what I do want next year is more field, because I've got another project up my sleeve. I don't know what the project was. It just sounded good. time. And he said, basically, okay. I said, I'm just warning you now. We'll need a blooming great bulldozer because it's quite an earth mound. So all that will need dug out to double the size of the field. And we can do like the Moonbounce stuff and whatever else. Time to move, mate, says Duncan. Well, you see, we go to Cornwall 3 or 4 times a year. And the last couple of times, I've actually just gone remote. Let's say that, with the remote broken. But I have taken a little expedition down. In fact, Jonathan's going out tomorrow with an expedition. I think you might make a video about it. You remember Tom, M0RMY? He walked around the whole of the Isle of Arran, the DX Command expedition. The old version, not the speed one. He swore blind he was getting it up in, I don't know, 10 minutes. I don't know how he did it, to be honest. And News Les 2, annoying SWL bloke, SWL is shortwave listener in Oregon who keeps asking stupid questions. I don't find any question that stupid, to be frank with you. If you're on Facebook or EHAM forums or QRZ forums, and there's a lot of stupid questions because a lot of stupid people want to answer stupidly, but I haven't got a stupid. I've started working towards my license. It's my fault. Oh, I thought there was going to be a question there. So if you haven't watched the cable pull video Mike helped me with, that was a good day. It was a warm day. It was a sunny day. It wasn't too hot. I must have been thinking about it, Mike. That must have been. And we pulled, I think it was 12 cables through, 4 coaxes, 2 EcoFlex 15s, that's 3/4, just under. And we get a couple of 7mm cables that I use for receive. And I always thought one of the EcoFlex 15s was going to be for 2 meters or 8, top end OHF. That wasn't, it's still redundant. We don't know, it's just a spare at the moment. But I do fancy getting that LDF 450 through. Colin says, any hints on getting my foundation license? Silly things that get me frequency and very close, but not. Colin, honestly, mate, just get the book and go through it. I'm about to make yet another blooming video of how I nearly failed the exam. I could call it how I passed the exam. Foundation exam I found very easy, but I'd be clear about it. I've never passed an exam in my life apart from the ham radius. It's just a case of reading the syllabus and understanding it's just a bunch of rules. And they supply you, the UK exam, you get all the charts, frequency spectrum, and you just look them up. Okay? So don't worry about it. All this random M7FAH. I want to say thanks for everything you do, giving me the push to get started, and the license is amazing. Yeah, good man. There's a lot of people. So Schnatzen. I haven't seen that one before, but I guess you must know some of the people off license. Al, have a visit to Goon Hilly when you're in Cornwall next. Don't they do some EME experiments? If I could actually get on a 20, 30 meter dish, I would do it. You all right, mate? What are you up to? Come here then. Off you go. Lie down. I would do that. To actually hear your voice coming back from the moon must be amazing. What do I think of DMR? I don't. There we go. It works, apparently. Doesn't like my bulb at all. Stephen Sexton. Hi, Carl. I've been watching your great videos for some time. I've got my foundation test tomorrow. My goodness. Well, that's fantastic. You will survive, okay? So don't worry about it. You'll be fine. Good luck tomorrow. I mean, I did actually. Iron Age phlebotomist. I know what a phlebotomist is. Mum loves your dog. Oh, he's gone for a lie down there. I've only known one person to fail the foundation exam 3 times because in the class, and one of them One of them, I was there taking the test, and a couple of years later, I was orchestrating the test. He was one of these guys who knew the answer to everything, but the wrong answer. Okay, we get them on YouTube a lot, don't we? I will say 3% of the population can't argue with. So there we are. Jonathan says, "Hi, Cal. Have a great stream tonight. I'm almost certainly going to fall asleep. I'm going to take the expedition out tomorrow morning for some fun." Oh, fine. Jonathan, I was going to stream, but I can't get the audio working. I can only transmit, can't receive. I've checked. I am on mute to the radio. Snitzen Schnatzen. Everybody's saying hello. Watching your team at the Aurora is causing medium wave to go quiet. There's Matt in Lapland. It's amazing. Carol, have you started a beverage antenna loop system yet? Would like to see one working. No. Every time I think, oh, right, I've got a week coming up, I can do these things. Something else comes along. So I was halfway through doing a cut chart, a new cut chart for the Rapide. I got an idea for it, you see. And I'd nearly finished it. And then we had an order in, a top-up order for DX Engineering, which was quite a big top-up. We weren't expecting it. So the last 3 weeks we've been doing that. But from Monday I'm free again. So what I want to do is finish the little Rapide, publish the new cut chart, probably make a little video about it. And then I'm going to move on to the 18 meter, big one, the monster. I want to rebuild that, get that working. Then I'll move on to the 4 square, 40 meters. Although it'd be pointless having a 40 meters if I can only transmit and not receive. So if you've just joined us, ladies and gentlemen, the reason we're not on the radio is I can't hear anything because I'm remote. What's the best beer you've had in the last 12 months? The one I had tonight. New Ham Basics. Alan, your videos have been great help in my own antenna building experiments. So, G7 KMT Paul, have you started the beverage antenna? So, no. I did have a chat last night for about an hour with Matt. Remember, Isabella was on. She broke the pile up, if I remember, about a week or so ago. Is it maybe 2 weeks? And and then Matt and I were talking, and then I had it wasn't a Zoom call. I used StreamYard to do my recording. But Isabella was there, so I asked her a couple of questions. She would like to run a pile up. I think that would be hilarious. But she'll have to do that from Matt's house because they live in Kent, which is far too far away to come and run a pile up for a night. But anyway, Matt sent me a couple of beverages and stuff because he makes things like that. So as soon as I get round to it, finish the 7, do the 18, I want to rebuild that receive long wire. For some reason it stopped working. And then get onto the beverage. And I was talking to Matt about that. And do I need a preamp? Now he was developing a 6 dB preamp, very, very high quality, at the feed point, which is the current voltage is fed up the coax. He was telling me about this. I thought, oh, I've got to test that. That sounds good. Hello, Sean, 2E0XBT. We're not live on radio tonight, ladies and gentlemen, because I can only transmit. I can't receive. Something wrong with my audio. I just missed something about would you rather fight a duck, and I missed it. So Schnatzen says, hello, Callum, I love your channel. I met John at a German restaurant last December and only realised later he's the guy making some awesome videos with you. That's really funny. Yeah, I told Isabella that together with her shorts and the little video we made, she's been viewed about 10,000 times. But, yeah, she couldn't care, you know. They're young people, you know. And the other thing is, I'm chatting to her dad in a serious conversation. You got this little, you know, the girl off to the side here, and she's looking at the camera and looking at herself, and she's going, you know how children are. Fantastic. Ooh, I knew a few chaps from Kent, says Andrews. Right, my offer of a day in the antenna field still stands, Cal, says Jonathan. Mate, let me just batten down some of the hatches. solve some other little issues I got, and then we will have a day in the antenna field, naked as usual. What are using for headphones and mic set? Looks very comfortable. I'll get to that. Why is up north of 60 got a really nice... He's come through with a really nice background. I don't know why. Headphone mic. So these are the HMD 300 Pros. Oh, here we are. Rephrase. Would you rather fight a horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? I'll come to that in a minute. So these, yeah, Sennheiser. Now, when you buy these, you have to specify what lead you want. And the lead will cost more than a normal set of headphones. The lead is about $89. It was about $100. The headphones are like $280 or something, but they are. Excuse me. Sorry about that. They are. Hello, Frank. They are very supposed to. They're the sort of headphones that a cameraman might wear all day. You know, at an event. He needs to talk back to the director. They are very nice. In fact, I was going to take them down and plug them into the radio to find out if there's enough drive in the microphone without having to the preamp on the microphone input gain all the way up, if you know what I mean. There's people joining us who've got no idea what's happening tonight. I was going to stream on the radio, but we could only get the transmit working. See, so I'm just doing a baloney pitch tonight. Broken Signal says, yeah, naked as usual. Okay, let's rephrase this. We'd rather fight a horse-sized duck, a single duck the size of a horse, okay, or 100 horses the size of a duck. I think I'd take the 100 duck-sized horses. Thank you very much for the quandary. Are you still stocked up on the Vaseline? The Vaseline genuinely sits on top of one of the coax cabinets in the field, and I use it all the time. So that's fine. Hello, Cal. Hello, everyone else. Everybody. Somebody else. Did I? Richard, G3DEN, keep up the good work. Good luck to everyone taking the RAE. Well, I mean, you go. I mean, the last ever verified YouTube channel, get the fancy banner and check mark, got it up north. Oh, I remember your channel. I'm subscribed to him about that. Now, what was I going to say? Someone asked a question. Vaseline. Anyway, I use... First time I ever made a video about putting Vaseline on connectors. You got hundreds of people going, oh, you should use this and should use that. And the thing is, when I go away on a holiday, it's a hell of a lot easier to go into the pharmacist, get a £1 tub of Vaseline, you know what I mean? Put it on my connectors and it works. Now, I didn't know it lasted forever, because people said, oh, it'll wash out and everything else. Well, that 12.4 has been up now for, what, 2 years? And I might have re-Vaselined it once. I can't remember. But I've got no tape on it or anything. Never got water in that coax. That's fine. Did you get my WinLink email? I don't know. When did you send it, Jim? You'll let me know in a minute. Never join halfway through a conversation talking about Vaseline and duck-sized horses. Yeah, good point. So when's the next quiz? Good point. We need some quizzes. I think we'll do an Easter quiz. I think we'll do an Easter quiz. Callum, if you lost receive, do we get a repair video? No. Bjorn Otto, LB7EJ. Evening, I just turned off my radio to let the DX on to get some beauty sleep. Bjorn, we would actually be on the radio, but I can only transmit and not receive because something's wrong with the receive audio. I've pressed a button. I was under pressure and I thought, stop it. Why don't you play something for us on the drums? Yeah, that reminds me of that joke. You know, I had the neighbour hammering on the bloody door at 2 in the morning. Oh, bang, bang, bang. It was just as well I was up playing the drums, right? It's midnight at the moment. In any case, that drum kit used to, up until about 3 months ago, was a full analog, extremely loud drum kit. And I put mesh heads on and these little triggers. And I bought something from Pearl called a really fancy thing called. It didn't break, but it kept losing its marbles. And I contacted Pearl. And, oh, you've got one as well, have you? I went, what do you mean? Oh, we've only heard of one other in Europe. You're the only person it happens to. If you let us have it back, we'll get it repaired. I said, well, how long will that take? We can't tell you. So it's a completely silent drum kit now because I don't have a head for it. But anyway, I told the band to sod off not so long ago. Anyway, in the summer, I'll put another band back together again. Does it make the rubber go soft at all? No, I don't think so. The only thing I would say is if you ever use self-amalgamating tape and think, oh, I'll just coat that in a bit of oil, like WD-40, it completely goes to goop. It all comes off. G0FVT, he's always got something funny to say. My wife went crazy and bought 3 jars of Vaseline. What do you want it for? It'd be easier just to let water get in the freezer. It make the rubber go soft. No, I've never known that. So still after Jimbo. He might not have read that actually. I'll just Jimbo. When did he fail? If you haven't used WinLink, you need to give it a go. Obviously, James has. Oh, he's a Roland. I was going to do Roland, but it's the Pearl Mimic Pro. There we are. You can't get them for love nor money because all the studios want them. G7 KMT port. I have used copper slip before on antenna, but no Vaseline. Well, I've used Vaseline and cheap as chips. If a guy from Holland marries a girl from the Philippines, the kids become jalapenos. Okay, Mike's funny at quiz time. He is. Play some guitar. Are you planning a redesign of the Nebula? And if so, can you share any of your thoughts? Evan, I can. What I was considering, I did some modelling the other night on it. You've got the 80 metre and the 60 metre band. I was thinking, oh, the 80, and I did some modelling. With the 80, it needs a tiny bit of loading anyway. I thought, oh, I know, I can be really clever here. I can find a place, put a tiny coil somewhere on that and get it cock on 10 metres. And I buggered around with the modelling. I couldn't, on the surface, I couldn't get it well. I thought it's the sort of thing I need to do in the field. I think, oh, I'll put a little coil just here, just short coil, and then see where it's next resonant. Then I can start to calculate. Because if it's at 32 megahertz, I know up the harmonic will come down, for instance. And also, I could maybe do the same on 60, get a perfect tune on 12 that way, probably on 5th harmonic, something like that. And then we get, that would be from 80 to 10. And we use the 17 meter band to hit 6 meters. That would be 80, 60, 40, 30, 20, 17, 15, 12, 10, and 6. And of course, we get a tune on 2 and 70. So that would be a 12. Be 12 bands, wouldn't it? Be really fun. Wouldn't work very well. 2 and 70. You would hit a local repeater. That's probably all you. James says the Pearl Mimic Pro is very nice. It is. I can't get a really good foot splash like I can with an analog hi-hat. Just can't get the settings right. Anyway, where can I download the best metric to US conversion chart? For the radar study guide? I've got no idea. Metal Halo, I'm sorry. So when are you thinking of doing some EME? When I get the coax to the field, number one. And number two is get some extra field, because having a 5 meter long Yagi at 45 degrees, turning around 20 something feet, it's going to be doing. Good night, Mike. All the best to you. Nebula 2 400 foot medium wave version. Oh yes, and then the other thing I was thinking of doing is putting a Rolly coil at the base to get 160 on it. That's what I was keen on. So that would be, I don't know, 13. It would be every band. Every band. Thanks for putting out so much great content. It's like drinking from a water hose, but soon made big difference. AQ4 ORJ, soon to be K9 PAR on the 12th of March, which is a few days' time. On the base of DX Commander, do the relative positions between the ground and the active plate add any significant capacitance? Rowley measured it, and it was next nothing about that. Hang on, just see what Jack goes up to. All right, mate, what are you up to? What do you want? Out or something? Well, you've been out, so you can go out after this. Curious, have you seen a 2 meter Faraday antenna project? No. Yeah. I have to make my own. Wow, thanks. Fun, yeah. Which band would you like to be trying EME? Because I've got a 17 element anyway on 2 meters, I'll do 2. If you read this, I can lend you my Roland hi-hats. Closest thing to a real hi-hat. Zach uses one. Oh, does he really? I think it's something to do with the felts I'm using underneath, because I kind of frigged something. I didn't like the hi-hat clutch that Joe Becky supplied. My own high-quality Tama. Your audio seems low. Yes. Yeah, it is. It's late at night. Turn the volume up. You know, I can talk loudly, but then it'll start clipping. Right, I'm literally streaming out here. I'm sitting about between minus 15, minus 10. Okay. Well, anything else? The reason we're not on 40 meters tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is because I couldn't get the receive audio back to my headset. I could transmit, couldn't receive. Any other questions? There were some good questions there. And just to remind you, in case you forget, Isotron antennas. Wow. Gosh, yeah, I spoke to Isotron. Spoke to someone about this. Oh, I ban Joe Becker in favour of drum tech stuff. German thing. Hang on a minute. Let me just ask Joe something. Did you have Joe Becky triggers? The audio is quite good. Yeah, he's got volume control. Abandoned Joe Becky. Look, I've got a Tama kit, you see. It's a full star, whatever thing it is. I mean, I can go back to analog, James, but I mean, I did look at drum tech. I just wanted some half decent. I'm happy with everything, other than actually the ride cymbal and the high. The only thing. Right. So, as a reminder, because we're not streaming on 40 meters tonight, I just wanted to show you we've got how to live stream on YouTube, your ham radio experience coming up. We've got, that was released today, using the moon as a radio reflector. Isotropic antennas, dBi versus dBd, and why I quote -5 dBd quite often. We've got the fast method of tuning any antenna using the M0 MCX SWR calculator Mark II, and then I've got a difference between FM, SSB, and AM. And then lastly, this was a fascinating one. If you could tilt the ground 15 degrees, what happens? If you get up to 6 to 7 dB gain in the direction of the downward slope. A few stuff coming in here on the live chat. Let me have a quick. What do you know about Isotron? I don't, and a lot of people have tried to understand it. Basically, if you got a piece, okay, I'm not disrespecting anybody here, but I could sell you a box, couldn't I, with things coming out of it and a long piece of coax, and you'd get a tune and you might hear stuff, but inside I might shove a load of bloody resistors in it. It's a little bit smoky mirrors to me. It's not a magnetic loop, I don't believe, but it's a very small regular antenna. So, sounds weird to me. A good preamp. What's a good preamp? Somebody says a good preamp. The audio is quite good. Very nice game. I hope you have some success on EME. The only thing I'm worried about, Joseph, is have I got enough? I've got to buy a preamp for the receive. There we are. That's what I have. If you had to put a vertical up against a fence, would it work with ground radials in a half moon shape? Yes, it would. And the people that have reported works in a 90-degree shape as well. Any chain link fence 4 feet tall, 15 feet away? No, that's what I have all around the antenna fence, so don't worry about it. I would be interested to see your take on an EH antenna for 40 meters. Why do I know that? H antenna. This is another one of these smoke and mirror things. H antennas. This Italian thing. There's a load of coils into it. A lot of coils by the look of it, actually. Cylinder, 38 turns, tuning inductor, plastic tube. Is this just a way of making something smaller? There's a lot of ways of making something smaller. You know, like a coil. I had a Joe Becky kit. It's not a patch on a full. No. It's a top class kit. I just want the triggers. I've got the triggers. Understand? Hey, Cal, I was going to email, but this seems to be. I've broken my 10-meter pole. Well, the wind did. I'm told you do some sort of warranty that may cover broken poles. I do. Just go to here. Bottom right. You'll work it out. You drop an email, Loki, L-O-K-I, at dxcommando.com. Just say, Loki, can I have a replacement number? Send him a picture of your brake, and then he'll give you a deal on a special number. Yes. Hi, do you have any YouTube videos about cool log software? Richard, I'll tell you what's free at the moment. It's a bit of a laugh, and I don't have any skin in the game. Station Master. Did Station Master about find it? There it is. There. This one, Station. That one there. Shareable. Paste that in. That's the station. Rotham's book has a great treatment of the isotron. Ladies and gentlemen, John Gendron is going to do a video on the on the isotron antenna. So well done. G0FVT is close to 200 countries on Scumbag FT8. The 10-meter classic in about 3 years. Bula has a great deal of appeal. Well, let's see if I can get it working properly. I think we can. Do you suit logs to QRZ? Contacted you on love you to confirm. Was a point of contact. Let's see. I don't. So Tim does all my QSLing. Tim gets the logs. I don't know what he does with it. He goes everywhere. Log Weather of the World and EQSL and all sorts of. I don't know if it goes to there because I haven't got time. I don't know what I'm doing QSLing. I'll have a look and see if we can upload to QRZ. But you go to M0XXT, it'll tell you exactly how to get a QSL card. It's free. I even tried a drum. Oh, we're back to drums again. Submit. DX Commando Classic for the. Last year I installed EV panel near my antenna. Makes a lot of noise. Ways to eliminate it. Yes. Switch it off. I don't know. I did some maintenance on my 12.4 signatures a day. Still going strong after a year. No issues. Recently made my own 600 ohm feed and a doublet. I like that. And radio tube, Mike, right? K8 Mr. Death is on the channel, and here's Lord Mike to you. So well done, mate. Working on a 160 meter horizontal loop, an idea I got from DX Command. Boy, was I surprised how heavy that much wire is. It's sagging quite a bit. People forget that. Snitching and snots and snarzen is that even a dipole on 160 meters, you've got two 40 meter legs. What's that? 130 feet a leg, plus some paracord. And then they want their little 7 meter DX Commander. Why it just snapped? Because the whole thing weighed. They're trying to pull it. You know, the amount of pressure. Oh, got it. We'll get that. Sell the Tama and buy my drum kit. If anything, James, I'll reconvert that, take a couple of hours, back to full-on analog kit again. Audio is dropping in, and for me, hit F5 and same. Good. Stephen Yemuk. He often misses words out, so that's fine. Northern Welshman's putting up a new clothesline. Dog for cow. Oh, there's Jonathan says Cal does upload to QRZ, or Tim does it for me. Tim must do it for me. Thanks, Jonathan. Ham Radio Tube. He's building his new DX Commander now. Bloody brilliant design. And there we are. I think we're about it, aren't we? Okay, fine. So we were going to stream on 40 meters and have a blast. Honestly, I was utterly pissed off. I couldn't get the receive audio back into my headset. But I've got that many odds and ends and bits and pieces in the chain. It's not surprising. Okay, so with that, I will say good night to you. I have been waffling for an hour just off the hoof. So there we are. Actually, I quite enjoyed that. If you want, what do we call it? What do they call this? A fireside chat or something? Is that the word? I don't know. Oh, James is suggesting he brings his full kit over. Oh, through this PA, mate, it's loud, I promise you. Dinner bell is ringing, says John. So with that, I'll say cheerio. If you want another fireside chat, tell me one, what we should call it, and two, let me know. So there we are. Lovely. Mike, there's 2 mics on the channel tonight. A very good day. All the moderators and everybody else. May the force be with you. I'll hit the end button, and it's the end. Here's a beers.